Alright guys, so today here I have a package from SB Fingerboards. Now this is a company that I've been waiting to get something from for a long time, specifically the trucks. They've been circulating on Instagram for some time now. I think I've been seeing them for some years at this point. But Kyle and I, or Kyle, Stefan and I, have been looking at these for a long time. And they're just as expensive as any pro truck, about like $80. So, you know, $80 still isn't really a light purchase for a fingerboard item for the average person. But yeah, so this guy doesn't drop super often, so I kind of held out on it for a little bit. But recently was definitely the best time to do it for me. So I present to you SB Trucks. Nice little packaging here. Speaking of the packaging as well, I'll show you in just a second. But we have hardware and a tool, like most fingerboard packages. And we've got some nice little stickers here. SB Trucks Co. And we have a bigger size of that, also in two colors, or alternating colors, I guess. And we have some sort of Polish Kit Kat. I'm definitely gonna eat this. Looks pretty good. Oh, and we have one smaller sticker here still. And the rest of it's just packaging, nothing more, so we'll get rid of the box. And behold, this is some pretty unique packaging. Like, there's not really any other fingerboard company right now that gives you something made out of wood. I mean, there are smaller companies that do stuff like this, but I mean, like, you know, Black River Dynamic, Caramel, everything just comes in cardboard and plastic. And this is pretty nice. It's a really nice touch, because, you know, you are spending a lot of money for something so small. And obviously, like, I fingerboard a lot, so I understand the intricacies of, like, making the stuff and why the prices are the way they are. But, you know, you still are charging somebody $80 for something, which is a lot. So yeah, I do like the extra effort put in here. It says 34 on the bottom, because obviously that's the size that I ordered. Alright, here we go. Man, that just ruined it, but it's okay. There they are, the SB Trucks. Let me just push them back into the foam a little bit here. Make it a little better for you to see. There we go. Alright, I just turned the flashlight on for filming here because some of those shots are just looking darker than I would like, but take a look at these. Glistening. Alright, so let us take one out of the package. Alright, I had to move over to the window because the lighting over there was killing me. But yeah, here we are. Singular SB Truck in hand. Take a look at that base plate. Pretty thick, pretty rounded on the edges. So if you filled in these edges here to corners, honestly be bigger than the BRT base plate as a rectangle and the dynamic one. It's pretty thick. But yeah, and then this part's so sick too. On the V3s, they have the little SB Trucks Co. thing right there. Let me just... Nice little touch. Gotta keep up with the main brands of trucks and all the branding that they have on their stuff now. They also have the SB Fingerboards logo. Like, this is what the stickers look like that I just took out of the package. Right there on the base plate. God damn it. Next, we have a package from Ancient Fingerboards. You can see my reflection a little bit. Very nice, very nice. Like the packaging on this one. I'm sorry for all the glare, I just can't really get rid of it. But, here we have the Ancient Fingerboards deck. I actually got this at USAFBL as a prize from the draw. There we go. Crisp realware graphic. I think it's supposed to be Athena. Pretty sure when I checked their Instagram it was like a Greek gods like theme drop that they had going on. The green top ply and green bottom ply. It's gonna look pretty interesting when this starts wearing. It's kind of cool choice, I like it. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 5 ply deck. It's fairly solid. The plies themselves are fairly thin, but there we go. There. Take a look at the plies. Gonna hold this while it's in focus. The holes look pretty well drilled. And yeah, this is also obviously a 34mm deck because those are the trucks that I ordered for this in specific, so yeah. And I'll show you something kind of cool. This package came with 2 different engraved tapes that are pretty cool looking. Take a look at this one. The pattern. This one's kind of hard to see a little bit, but there you go. I don't think I'm going to use those right now. Might save them for something else. Not quite sure. Might as well include this. I've already used a few because, as I said, I've literally, well, I didn't say this specifically, but I've had this deck since the first week of June or July. I can't remember, so it's been months. Like, for reference, it is Halloween today. So yeah. SB trucks took about a month to get here. I ordered them like first week of October. There's the sticker sheet that I've already used a few from because I've had this for a while, but yeah. Pretty nice stuff. Alright, so here I have, this is mystery tape. I don't know what this actually is. My friend Dominic from Six Gates gave this to me. So yeah, feels nice though, I like it. And then there is this, which I bought the last time I was at Six Gates, Black Cat grip. This is really nice. I have it on one setup already. It's pretty thin, as you can see, but it feels really nice out of the package. A little comparable to Black Velvet, but it's definitely thinner by just a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I've been liking it a lot, and it feels really good right away, which is something I do like. Like, I don't mind breaking in grip, but when it takes a really long time, it's kind of like, okay, let's get to the good part now. And then we have one singular piece left of rip tape from also USAFBL. I have a bunch of stuff from that still because there's just such a big event, so much stuff to get. But oh yeah, and for this setup, I am sadly retiring this deck. Not forever, but for now, because the graphic is absolutely shredded, as you can tell. Can't see the woman's face anymore, it's just metal. But yeah, so I'm going to be taking the wheels off of this and throwing them on here with the SB trucks. I hate my camera today, it's just hating me. Let me get that. Okay, that was a struggle. A lot of those wheels were not coming off easy. The tool wasn't reaching the nut, so I couldn't grab hold of it, but the wheels are off, and it's time to put together this deck. pin for poking the graphic. I'm just gonna go through on both sides to make it a little better, because sometimes with these RealWears the graphic can actually kind of like get stuck a bit in between the screw and the base plate when you start screwing it in. There, that looks much cleaner. Very nice. But yeah, and so when you put the screw in the base plate and the graphics kind of like in there, it'll get all within like the thread of the screw and the thread of the base plate, and you'll kind of see it like sticking out, or it's like in the crevices of the screw like at all times, and you can't really get it out. Like you literally have to unset it up and like wash the screw or like rinse it or something. Like, yeah, just kind of looks not great, because I had that happen to me on a different setup. But yeah, this is looking real nice. Alright, it's been a while since the last video, or like last part of this video that I actually filmed. I've just been setting this up in like various ways and just getting like glamour shots and stuff for Instagram and whatnot, but I think it's time to actually set up the deck now. So, I ended up actually opting for the mystery tape, because I like the feel of it, and there's only one sheet, so let's use it. Usually when I grip a new board, I like to do this, where I just kind of like crimp the side a little bit, and I kind of just like push it on the edge of the deck, which kind of like defines it more, so when you go over it with whatever your choice of grip cutting may be, it'll just have an easier time separating it. Alright, so the deck is pretty defined in the grip now, so I'm just gonna get rid of the excess.
Your computer is infected with spyware. Please click the link provided to fix this problem. Your computer is being used to spam and infect others.
Almost a clean pull there, but it is what it is. It's okay. Could have been a bit better. Left side's a little choppy, but it'll work. That is the first truck on. I really like the feel of these bushings already. I have some orange ones that I was going to use to replace these with to match the setup, but I might rock the stock for a little bit, I'm not sure. Wow. There you have it. The deck with trucks screwed on. And last but not least, gotta add the wheel still, but it's looking great. And just by going like this, it feels really nice too. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to tighten these with like certain China tools. The quality control sucks, so some of them are like way deeper than others, or like the diameter of it is like slightly different. And I have, oh no, I don't even have a wheel. And I have a skull fingerboards tool that is the one that I always use if I have that problem. Because for some reason it just works. I need to screw the nuts on a little more, but there you have it. Setup complete. Ignore how ugly the grip ended up being because the screws kind of pulled on it when I put them in. But very clean setup nonetheless. Alright, so I have the macro lens on right now, so you can get some crispy shots of the new setup, close and personal. I don't even think I mentioned it at any point in this video. The wheels are from Darkwood Fingerboards. The board, as I said, is ancient. The trucks are obviously SB. See the little SB trucks right there. There's also one on the top side of the hanger, which is pretty rare. I don't think there's any company doing that right now besides them. Hard to see, but there it is. I might include a picture for it just to make it easier to see, but yeah, there's the graphic looking clean. So this is the setup. I just showed it off a bunch, saw me build it, and I'm gonna wait a little bit to actually upload this video. As I said earlier, today's Halloween, and I gotta use the trucks for a bit first, gotta use the setup for a bit first to see how I feel about it and how the trucks wear and all that kind of stuff, and then I'll film an update and then include that at the end of the video so you can actually get a sense on like what the trucks are like and how they perform. But yeah, so I'll see you whenever. So I have returned. It is April 2nd today, so it's been an extremely long time, but finishing the SB Trucks video today, and I'm adding in the additional footage where I follow up on the product and how I've been using it and how it's been, and etc, etc. So I want to do a little bit of B-roll of the trucks up close and the way they look after some wear. I don't use this setup every day or anything like that, but I've definitely given it enough use to give a proper review. So right out of the package, these trucks are performing really well. I never actually ended up switching the bushings, so these are the original pivot cups and bushings that it has come with, and I think they're pretty durable compared to other brands. Black River bushings are good. I feel like they do take some time to break in. I don't like them as much straight out of the package. Once you've put in some use to BRTs, they do end up, like, the bushings kind of loosen up a little bit and become a lot more responsive, but it does take some time to get to that point. These I find were a lot more usable straight out of the package, and with something like Dynamic, they have a similar pivot cup to this that comes with them, and they have a really big tendency to rip really easily. This set right here I've never replaced, but you can see that the top one is ripped and broken. It still actually feels really nice and works fine, and that's why I've never replaced it, because I do love the feel of that setup specifically. But you know, it's still not a great look when the thing that comes default with your product is weak and it doesn't really have much durability to it. But yeah, for SB trucks in specific, I do like the bushings, the stock ones, a lot, and I think they've held up pretty well. I have unscrewed the nut to take a look at the bushing, the top one in specific, and it's definitely misshapen a little bit over the last few months, but it still feels really good in performance, so it's nothing to like worry about. But yeah, as you can see, this deck it's not shredded, but you can see I've given it a decent amount of love past little while. And I don't actually know what metal these trucks are made out of, but I would say that they're on the heavier side for sure. I wish I had a digital scale so I could just put these straight on one right out of the package so I could give like a comparison on all the other trucks, but I also don't know what all the other trucks weigh by default, but they definitely are on the heavier side, maybe even heavier than BRTs, probably more comparable to like a UAG, but it's hard to say without actually knowing the weight. But as I said, I don't know exactly what metal is used for these trucks, but it's pretty durable. I've used this on some pretty rough obstacles, but you wouldn't really be able to tell by the markings on the hangers because they're pretty light. It's definitely changed in color a little bit in those areas, and it's become slightly darker. I know it's a little hard to tell with the flash on while I'm filming, but that is what it looks like in real life, and they've held up really well. There's really no like major dents or markings, and there's no like deformities in the hanger yet from using it. As I said, I haven't been using this like crazy or anything, but I definitely used it enough to get a fair assessment on it, and I would say that they're pretty durable. I'm going to quickly show you what the bushings look like, or not what they look like, but how the truck kind of pivots and swivels when I turn. I do have these ones a little bit looser, and I would say the bushings are more on the squishy side and less on the hard side. So it turns very easily and is really responsive. And I do have the trucks not crazy loose because I don't really ride any boards loose, but I have it on the looser side. So there is wheel bite when I push down fairly hard, but you can see here how they turn. Just throwing in a quick little bit of footage of me using the setup here so you can see it in action. So that wraps up the SB trucks review. I actually really do like these. I think they're a strong competitor for the main like professional trucks in the scene: Dynamic, Black River, Caramel, UAG, etc. And I think they're giving them a run for their money in the production quality side because these are made in much smaller batches. So I don't think they're going to be like a big competitor in the scene per se, but for sure it's attracted a lot of the more higher end like fingerboard buyers and users, I guess. And as I said, they're made in smaller batches, so they don't come out too often, but they sell out really quickly every time, which shows there's a pretty big demand for it. And they definitely stack up to any other professional truck that I've used. I would definitely give these probably 9.5 to a 10 out of 10. Because there's really nothing wrong with them, and anything that an individual might have like a preference on can be changed. And I think the shape of the hanger is really nice. I think the shape of the base plate's really nice, and it feels really good when everything about the trucks feels good when you use it with any kind of obstacle, rough, smooth, whatever it be, bricks, concrete, metal, anything and everything feels pretty nice with it, and I don't really have anything negative to say. So yeah, I like these a lot.